Welcome back, guys. So we are getting into that part of the season which we all hate. Some of you might already be there, some of you might be looking forward to it, and some of you might be almost getting there, and that is pre-season. And pre-season is synonymous with most people with a lot of running, not a lot of ball work, and just heavy running into the legs, a lot of conditioning, a lot of trying to get you physically prepared for the season. And look, most people do it wrong. Most people just think that getting as much running as possible into the legs is going to help benefit you for the rest of the season. That isn't strictly true. But if you are interested in me going over talking about pre-season conditioning and doing it properly, from start to finish, or kind of like just conditioning yourself in general and doing it properly, give the video a thumbs up and I will do that for you guys. So this is a little bit of footage from my own training session about a week ago. So this is at the very end of the session. So I had previously done 30-35 minutes of footwork, handling, a bit of shooting, and fell into some 4v4 small-sided games. And for those of you who don't know, I am a goalkeeper, just if that doesn't make sense, and I play soccer. But there was about 5 to 10 minutes left of training and I wasn't going to fall back into the games again, so I decided just to do this and put together a few little clips of things that I do, not specifically for me, but they do help me, and they are a mixture of kind of short, sharp sprints with turns and like longer distance, kind of like endurance running over further distances. So I'll go through them now. So the first one we got here is working mainly on kind of shorter distances but faster speeds with a little bit of turning as well. So setting out cones or just use the lines on the pitch, starting on the end line, going to sprint to the 6-yard box and back, out to the 18-yard box and back, and then back out to the 6-yard box and back, and then aiming to do that as fast as possible. So here I was hitting in and around 13 to 15 seconds. So my work to rest ratio was roughly around 1:1. So I was working for 15 seconds, then I had a 15-second break, and I did that 5 times. After I finished that 5 times, I got a 2-minute break. The second one we have then is working a little bit more on longer distances, so longer stride lengths, and working for longer as well. So it was starting on the end line, getting to the half a line, turning and getting all the way back as quick as possible. So I was making this in about 17 or 19 seconds. So the way I worked these ones is I worked on a 30-second timer, so the quicker I got it done, the more rest time I had. So if I was getting it done in 17 seconds, I'd have 13-second break. If I got it done in 25 seconds, I'd have a 5-second break. So I only did 4 of these. A little bit more intense because your rest times can vary. So obviously the quicker and the harder you work, the more rest times you get. So obviously it's that incentive to get these done as fast as you can. So there are 2 different kind of like running conditioning drills that you can do yourself without any equipment, and you can work it the way I did. You can do the short and sharp one with a 2-minute break, followed by the longer one, followed by another 2-minute break, and then repeat the short one. So you get your short, long, short. Again, took roughly about 8-9 minutes because that's all the time that I had. Or you could work the short one on one day, and you could do your kind of 5 repetitions of that, 2-minute break, and then do 5 complete sets. So again, you're looking at maybe 20-25 minutes work, and then keep the long one then for a different day, and then you do your kind of 2 minutes work of your 4 runs to the half a line and back, and then you get a 2-minute break, and then you repeat that again 4 or 5 times. Again, roughly works out at around 20 minutes work, and they're relatively easy to kind of run yourself, and if done correctly, they are very, very effective. Again, your conditioning doesn't have to be fancy. For me, it was literally just about getting kind of the turning and the sprinting into my legs, because I don't spend an awful lot of time on it. And the longer ones, again, those longer strides, kind of like maintaining that speed over that distance, because I don't do it enough for where I want to be myself in terms of like the level I want to play at, because I still have ambitions to play at a higher level than I am now. And that's another thing too, it's very easy to fall back on your conditioning from during the season, because you spend so much time building it up in pre-season and the first couple of games, but all of a sudden then you might find that you're not in the starting team, you're only coming on, let's say like for 20 minutes or for 30 minutes, so you're missing out on a big bulk of that time spent in a game working on your conditioning as well, because there is nothing better than a high intensity game where you're kind of committed and you're engaged in it, and there's nothing better than that for building your kind of like physical fitness, whether it's like your aerobic capacity or anaerobic capacity, whichever one it is. And if you are a sub, then you are going to have to kind of supplement your own training with things like this, because your training in the week might not be tailored for you. It may be heavily focused towards the starting team and making sure that they're fresh, because sometimes coaches and managers can almost neglect players who are not in the team that much, and it's not on purpose. It's just a natural thing for you to gravitate towards the players who are playing all the time, the players who are in your face all the time, the players that you know really well, and that then has a negative effect on kind of like fringe players' physical fitness. So again, another thing for you to think about, if you're not a starter and you're not playing week in, week out, then you are going to have to supplement your training with things like this. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys in the next one.